he's feeling a sense of absolute terror and he wants to flee.
Resisting terror is presence.
Okay, well then presence then.
Well, I don't have that, so I'm just gonna roll a regular old one die will roll to see if
Because you're a sissy wizard, that's why.
Yep.
Be a powerful, assertive wizard like Gregory.
Well, I like that result.
Well, you have supernatural as well. So do you have supernatural as a skill?
Yes. Should I roll that?
Yes, because you understand. See if you can actually understand that this is clearly not normal. Clearly, there's something else supernatural.
Well, that didn't help, but the will roll should give me enough, I hope.
Paralyzed with fear. You're not running away, but you are consumed with this fear. Like you want to run. You want to run.
I'm going to throw my personality on this just to see if he can't keep more of a level head than being afraid.
I bet I can face down this thing before anything bad happens to me.
Okay, yeah, with the personality, basically you sort of like you literally physically sort of anchor yourself like I'm not gonna run away, I'm staying here. And one of these people, one of these ghostly creatures that are running, said it runs past you and tries to grab your shoulders and was like, run, fool, run. We're being consumed. And when he says that, you see that essentially you see sort of a wall of water come down over and start washing people over because the ground themselves starts shaking. It happens almost simultaneously. First, the wall of water comes in, and at the same time, the ground is shaking. This person who's trying to warn you gets swept away by the waters. And, dozens, hundreds of what look like people, but they're basically ghosts, get washed away in this gray water. You too would have been washed away if it in fact had been, physical. This is more of a vision. And after that, and the shaking, I mean, they're talking about, severe shaking, you should be on the ground. If the water didn't get you, the tremor or the tremor beneath your feet were topping you to the ground. And after that, you see that there was a beautiful bridge here. The bridge just got completely washed out. Even the supports, which were made of stone, got washed out. And after a while, the tremors cease. And now you see the vision before you, matches what's before you. So less about you able to talk to a shade, or rather you were able to listen to them and see that. But it was you never felt this amount of fear because you understand now we see supernatural that you were not experiencing the fear induced by an attack, sort of magically induced, and you were not experiencing of one person. You were feeling the sheer terror of an entire mob who were running for their lives, right? And that's something that you don't want ever to experience again. A lesser mind would have been broken by it. Yeah. And so you're tired, very tired right now. You're like,
well, before he heads to bed, is the river too wide for him to see on the other side in a straight line from where the road cuts off at the shore to the other side of the river? Like, can he see signs of what might remain from the bridge that had been there, or is that all gone?
It all gone because you now realize as you're trying to cross the river that the wall of water was following a different course altogether. Close to the river that it is now, but it doesn't actually it didn't follow the river as it is right now. So something was so severe that actually changed the course of the river.
Well then, since Spencer's a night creature and it's getting too dark for even somebody with night vision to see too well outside, he's going to head back to the city and he wants to learn more about this road and like the formation of the river, if any records might remain from that time. It'd be a good job for him to go look for that, I guess.
Yeah.
see where the road led and if there might be any remaining waystones, well, even though the road's not there.
You go back and I'll make this as simple as possible. You don't find records that mention any major earthquakes, flooding, or any major disaster. I mean, this would have been major natural disasters of some sort.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm
that's
sure tremors that strong might have been felt in the city itself.
you do know that the city is old enough that it was built on an old hill fort. You do know that the people were running to what looks like, and they actually said we're running to the fort, but you don't find any records. And you talk to people,
Probably
it's like,
nothing
well,
to survive. They
yeah,
just either build on top of the old fort or tear it down and use the bricks to make a new city or something.
yeah, whatever it is, you don't know. You do ask, and it tells you a couple of days, right? Let's say that you don't simply spend the night. You actually, take a couple of days, maybe up to a week to talking, and nobody. I mean, something like that. It had been recorded, unless it was so devastating that it destroyed the records. That's the other possibility.
Well, either that or it. I'm almost thinking of a situation kind of like in the movie about Moses and all that, where when after the Pharaoh's all embarrassed and shit because all the Hebrews have left and his army got swallowed by the Red Sea, he was like, "Strike all records of the Israelites from my kingdom, so let it be written, so let it be done." It was that bad, that embarrassing, that terrible that they just either didn't record it or they decided to wipe it from memory. But even then, it's impossible to completely wipe out history because there's been Egyptians that have tried to wipe out members of the family from history, and we still find records of them that just haven't been touched. So I'm saying if it's that hard to do to remove written records, he might be able to find something in a smaller town that somebody could have overlooked if the records were actually expunged.
Mm-hmm.
This is a strange catch-22 situation. Either he goes to a big city where the records would have likely have been stored, or he goes to a small one where they might have survived.
Or maybe we talk about something that doesn't have a oral tradition, perhaps, as opposed to a written tradition.
Oh, is it really? Well, yeah, I guess the printing press hasn't been around that long. But maybe the church might have records of this because they tend to obsessively keep records about all sorts of acts of God. So he'll go there to check it out.
Okay.
Probably meet up with Presper Vesper.
So basically, it takes you a couple of days to check. You ask people around. It's like, and then you go to the cathedral to meet with Vesper. And you basically tell him, do you bring the book or you don't bring the book?
Yeah, I'll bring the book.
Okay.
Because he's going to, of course, relate. I know this doesn't have anything to do with our current job and our political situation, but this is interesting. And he'll show the book. He'll explain, the ley lines, and he'll go through the whole spiel about what he saw at the riverside and the vision he had of that was basically imparted to him by all the dormant shades in the area.
So you dabbled in the supernatural beyond mortal understanding,
Yes.
and now you brought me a book that you want me to read.
Well, I want to see if this book can be cross-referenced with anything in your cathedral there. But yes, I would like you to read this and maybe give me your own spin on things because we come from different schools, and different schools have
Well,
ways of looking at natural phenomenon. And
yes, you're from the school of tampering with the forces that bind people's souls, and I'm from the good.
well, wouldn't it behoove you to lead me on a more righteous path? Will I do this?
Well, I do enjoy telling other people how to live. Let's take a look at the book. So what is the provenance of this book? So is it like a bound book or?
It's a bound book. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the old travelogue by Terran the Terrible.
Okay, so
And
first of all, it's an actual book, not a collection of scrolls, and it's actual boards. Does it have an actual binding on it, or is it just string tied together?
string type.
Okay, so expensive book, but obviously not printed. And we open it up, it's probably handwritten, right?
Yes.
Okay, story checks out.
And seems to be a simple travelogue. I mean, you meet these books before. Some people travel around the world. They in fact, many
Yeah,
of
you
them.
write down everywhere you went.
Yeah,
You know,
many,
for insurance purposes. So
yeah,
when the adventurers find your journal, they can go ahead and reconstruct it. Someday we hope to record these in audio logs so people can listen to them while they're avenging your death. But
yes.
yes, this is just a travel log, so it doesn't seem all that interesting.
It'll point out, the south road he took, and while I was following this road, I caught a sense of something that raised my hackles. I couldn't quite pin down exactly what it was, but it certainly wasn't of this world. And as I examined the edge of the river there, where the road just looks like it fell in, then he'll explain the vision he had with the torrential water sweeping down and sweeping all those people away.
Yeah, that sounds like
I'd like to know.
Well, people dying horribly and suddenly is a recipe for necromancy.
Yes, although there was water involved, a lot of water.
Now, you may not be aware of this, but sometimes that if people are held underwater for long periods of time, they will cease to have the breath of life.
Yes, but you'd expect a warlock to command water rather than a necromancer, unless they were working in concert with one.
Now, you're forgetting the worst kind of wizard, the pagan.
True. But can they command the waters?
Oh, yeah.
They can?
See, there's the power from within, and then there's the power from without. Now, you're a green and purple cognoscente, and I'm a white magic practitioner. So we practice the power from within that our belief allows us to express in the world. This is good magic. Pagans, on the other hand, they commune with otherworldly forces, with the dead and the supernatural, the power from without. And that, of course, since people are dying all the time, not to mention the universe is vast and unknowable, the power from without is without limit.
But it comes with dangers because these entities from without are fickle and temperamental beings, are they not?
They're just like people, only worse.
Well,
They're the most worldly of the worldlies.
I don't get my power from shades, but I do deal with them. So I do understand, as much as one mortal can, the mindset of at least one type of supernatural being. I can not.
Well, that's because you overlap. See, you as a green and purple wizard, you have command over minds and souls. Some undead beings have minds and souls, so you can go ahead and wield them like a puppeteer pulling strings. So even though your magic is not illegal, we've got eyes on you.
Shades are not undead, though. They are out of that.
You would say that.
Of course, Spencer would.
Right. They're not alive. Some would argue that they're fragments of souls or that they have willfulness of souls. But speaking as the left-hand path person here, no. We need to stop this where it started.
Oh, by the way, I want to make a correction because I did describe the water coming from the wrong direction. The water actually was coming from the south.
Oh, it was flowing in opposite the direction of the river?
Yes.
Okay, I will definitely tell that to
Well,
Yeah.
rivers
Sorry,
flowing backwards.
it's one of those things. Is like, oh dear, I said that, and then I was like, what I said.
Rivers flowing backwards is definitely pagan stuff. So obviously, this place. Well, I suppose we should go investigate it because this could be the site of horrible desecrated land, and you would know what that looks like, Mister. Ooh, look at me! I cast practical spell.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Esper spells weren't practical. They're definitely very practical.
Well, yeah, but see, I'm interested in saving souls, whereas you're interested in commanding souls. So we overlap a little bit, but have you considered converting to penitence? I mean, you know.
I thought you were Orchimine.
Orcomancy? Well, yeah, there's that. That's a religion for slackers.
Hey, did you say a religion made just for me?
Sigh. Yeah, it's a religion for taking money away from rich people.
That sounds like fun.
So the problem is that I don't think I actually own a map. So I can only go by the map that's described in this book. And does this book even have a map or just a description of the spot?
There was a map in the book. It might not be part of the book. Is it removable? It's not a map. Okay, so it is part of the book.
It's part of the book. But in the back, when you open it up, right? So there's 2 pages, and you sort of open it up. In the back, it had the symbols, and you know that these symbols were not written. They seem to be fresher. Like, if there's any annotation to the book, it is those symbols. Almost like somebody says.
Wait, so there's arcane symbols in this book that neither he nor I can identify?
Yes.
Ooh, that's okay. That's weird. Pagans don't usually write stuff down. Well, this is creepy.
Yes. Do you think you might be able to find these symbols elsewhere within, say, the library, or?
Well, considering that it's a place that's just bad if you go there, and apparently the locals are smart enough not to go there. This probably isn't.
People go there all the time. It's part of the.
Oh well, then how come they try to kill Spencer and not everybody else? What's so special about him?
Well, they didn't try to kill him. What he saw overwhelmed him. When he opened his senses in the right, correct way, it overwhelmed him.
Well, how come the locals aren't spooked?
Because they don't have the ability to see it. They don't know what they're looking for.
That makes sense. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, well, problem solved. Spencer, never go there again.
But the mystery. I like the mystery.
Sigh. Well, I suppose we should try and kind of decrypt this. It might be that it's a place of a horrible ritual, because we can't rule out that pagans do sacrifice. I've seen the Wicker people.
Not the bees.
Go on.
Oh, I just said not the bees.
Not the bees. Never the bees. So now you want me to tell the bee story. That's for a later day. Okay, so we can try and decrypt these symbols. In order to do that, we can try going to the church. Fortunately, I happen to be in pretty good with the cathedral people, so we can have access to their library. So I suppose it wouldn't be unreasonable for the two of us to go and try and cross-reference these symbols in the library. Unless Lord Gregory comes looking for us and has some sort of job. How many days away is the Grand Melee?
Well, it's gonna take a couple of like I said, it's at the end of the month. You should start about a couple of days before, so maybe you have about a week before you have to start packing your own stuff, because you're gonna have to have the best clothing and
and as Gregory has probably stated at some point, he's probably going to go to the Southern Island, do a short investigation, and come back. If Spencer wants to stay around in the city reading books, okay, I'll just go do it.
Yeah, I mean that's the choice, whether you should go with Lord Gregory and his. The problem is that I would have to insist that Spencer, you are far more valuable as an attaché to Lord Gregory. But I can see about, because I'm also thinking, like, I can't also get you in the library every day because you dress like a weirdo wizard. I mean, look at you. You're half pagan already. I can go ahead and try to do some research on this. Plus, also, for a reason that I might not vocalize with you, I would like to hang around town because I'm pretty sure that the freaking bishop is going to recommend that I get a office.
Woo.
And it's like, man, if I actually get a religious appointment, I'm going to leave so fast. There's going to be skid marks on the pavement. I mean, that's every random priest's dream. So, yeah. So, yeah. Yes, I will attempt to decipher these strange symbols for you.
Well, remember that she's the bishop of the Southern Isle. I think. I don't know
If I have to leave and go to the Southern Isles,
Yeah.
Wow, what a coincidence. It's
Wait,
like
is that
we
where
make
you're
a
going?
trip there. Yeah.
Oh, well, crap.
Hey, wouldn't you know it? I have a perfectly serviceable boat you could take there for your ordainment.
That moment where you tell someone goodbye, it's been nice knowing them, and then get on the same boat.
Well,
Spencer,
now we
did
just
you
had to
use-
cross our arms and not look at each other the entire way.
Spencer, did you use your gift of wealth, your temporary wealth already?
I use it to pick up Ambascura armor and some personal supplies. Although I haven't used these things yet, so if there's something that needs the money more and our illustrious team will allow me to retcon that, it's up to you
No,
guys.
I think you should keep the armor because remember, evil can strike at any time. Like right now, and I stab Spencer. No, wait. One of my favorite jokes. No, because I was thinking if we still had wealth, we could just hire somebody to translate it for you. My deceit's not very good, and I'm guessing you don't have deceit at all.
Not yet. That is a skill I want to get, but I'm building on 2 different spell lists, so having skills outside of those is kind of luxury for me.
Then the last place to go is Lord Gregory. Do we know if Lord Gregory has tapped his gift of wealth for this episode or not?
I haven't, and I still have my extra special gift of wealth too that I haven't spent yet.
Double rich. The rich get richer. Okay, here's
I'm
the
drowning
proposal
in
that I
money.
since we should go to the Southern Isles on this fact-finding, well-wishing mission, mostly because Lord Gregory wants us to, why don't we go get Lord Gregory and get some of his money? And then we'll just hire a couple students to go ahead and translate the book for us. I can't believe the Call of Cthulhu players never thought of this.
Well, look, what part are you going to translate?
Well, the symbols.
The,
We don't know what this is. These symbols obviously have some sort of arcane meaning. We just don't know what they are.
Wouldn't you know it, I happen to know a bunch of people who are still students and still drinking every night at the university pub.
All we have to do is sponsor them and tell them to translate this and find out what this means. And that'll be even better. Is your group of students locals?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. That means, well, not necessarily perfect. That means if this is pagan stuff or taboo stuff, they might rat us out. Which we don't want to be ratted out. Like, we don't want them to saying, oh, sorry, we lost the book, or some people came and confiscated it because it's some unknowable pagan thing that we'd rather hide. Maybe we should just hold on to the book and translate it when we get back.
at least have them do it under supervision if we have somebody else do it for us.
Well, that's the problem. We're planning on leaving town to go to the Southern Isles and then be back before the Grand Melee starts. I mean, technically, we do work for, like, the King of Calabria.
No, you work for the king of the high king.
Sorry, we work for the High King of the Isles, who,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So technically, we're supposed to do, and Lord Gregory is our boss. So technically, we're supposed to do what Lord Gregory says.
Remember
So-
also that the grand pavilion, which the Grand Melee will be part of, the Velvet Pavilion as we've been called, is in the Southern Isle.
Okay. So yeah. So
all,
I'm
all
getting,
roads are leading there apparently.
all right. So when are we leaving to go to the Southern Isles?
Well, if everything has to be there, Gregory wasn't really going to stay more than a day, but if you can make any convincing argument to stay longer, he'll think about it.
I said, when are we leaving?
Oh, literally a day after we get back to the city.
So in other words, tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, crud. I guess we can go to the library and try to figure out what we can find in a day. I doubt we're gonna find anything in a freaking day. But I mean, this might be a long-term project that, like, it takes several days to figure out what it is, with us passing several trials along the way. But I suppose we can start translating it now, and then go to the Southern Isles, and then try again when we get back. If we take the book with us and we can hang around the Southern Isles for a while, maybe they'll give us access to their library while we're there.
That would be nice.
But yes, I am with you. This is an intriguing mystery.
Even
In
more
fact,
so since we now know that the wall went backwards.
was added to our list as a goal we could all work on. Well, that's
you already have a goal. So can you stack goals?
You can have
more.
Several.
Three goals.
Oh, well, then deciphering the book is one of your goals.
And then you can make the reward of the goal, learn this stupid obscure language, the gift of language, stupid obscure language that you never buy in a million years with your own points. So Ironclaw works.
So you guys are gonna get ready to go to Southern Isles. Okay.
Sounds like we need to put our affairs in order.
The thing about it would be that you guys are going to go to the, because Gregory already has an invitation to join the Grand Pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to investigate this, you will go a couple of days earlier, and then stay to the Grand Pavilion.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
The only alternative I see is we stay longer and maybe just literally quiz the Grand Admiral while he's here in town, but he's gonna probably end up over there too, so...
Okay, but I mean, like, we should probably attend Lord Gregory in case someone tries to kill him or something weird happens.
That'd be nice. I like not dying.
Most people will go to
Someone's gonna try and kill him while I'm around.
That don't mean they're gonna succeed, but they could try.
It's literally the only thing I'm here for.
Yeah.
Well, the goal number one would be to separate you and Lord Gregory, and then kill Lord Gregory.
If only I was going to go into some sort of grand combat, a melee, if you will.
Oh, you're not entering that, are you?
I might.
I don't think we should let you. You should put your champion in that. You should put Harmon in there. He's your champion.
But I got a stick.
Harmon's got a bigger stick.
Harmon's stick has edges.
Yeah, and he can hold his by the correct end.
But I have to impress the Lady Valerie. How will I do that if I don't beat other people to a pulp?
If you wander into the grand melee and start casting spells on people, that is a breach of etiquette.
Well, I mean, this is why I was just going to go and buy, like, the biggest sword I could find.
Or you just set Harmon in there. He's your champion.
Yes, I suppose so. Harmon defends my honor, as always.
All right. So I think the plan sounds good. We'll try to start translating we'll get our affairs in order, go to the Southern Islands. When we get back, we'll try to translate the book, and then we'll do the grand melee. That sounds like a plan to me.
Harmon, I also need you to read this manual on how to ride a mount. You may or may not do lancing. Jousting.
I can't read.
I'll read it to you. We have a boat ride. And they have a weirder book that they're reading.
But how do you know about the parts you weren't there for?
I mean, they kept harassing me about this weird book, and they wanted people to study it for it, and I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I have money. So I thought I'd just throw some money at them, and then they said they didn't need it, so I guess they're just going to read it themselves.
So, unless anybody else has anything they're going to do, I think we're close to our final scene. You are basically, getting all your stuff in the ship, and the crew. Felix is helping you. It's like, sir, come right away. And you have rowers, so you have extra crew that can do the rowing, all that. So the crew that is in Java, it's a sort of the deck crew, and then you have rowers and the like. So letting everything, and we see you going down river. going to the Southern Isle. So we're gonna leave it there for that, and we're going to do the closing bits.
Yeah.
As always, let's look over the rules of advancement, like character development.
Oh, jeez.
Can I say that somebody needs to remake this document so it actually probably has on proper tabs?
Oh,
Which
sure.
document is this?
Raph's never heard that before.
Ah.
Wait, which document are you talking about?
The main book. I got it from. By the way, you can get this book, the Ironclaw Omnibus on what's it? Where did I get it?
Drive through RPG.
Yeah,
Right through.
yeah.
No,
It's from 2006. It's searchable. That's a plus.
yes.
Somewhat.
We have advanced
Paragraph
greatly.
2 divide in half.
Yeah. People. 2006. I mean, that's all I can say. It's like it's a miracle we have this working. I apologize.
It's fine. Okay, I think I went to the wrong place. Talking about
At least it's not one of those other books being online, which is just a bunch of scanned pages.
Yeah.
True enough. Experience.
There's a working index.
Yes.
But we could go ahead and do mottos while you're searching.
Yes,
My motto is keep your faith alive but keep your powder dry, which is what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
My motto is I'm fit to be the king, and oh boy, am I escalating in power.
Spencer's motto is the best secrets are those you're not known to keep. And I've been learning plenty of those.
You need to know that you're in for the fight of your life. Everyone knows that.
That's why no one picks a fight
That's what
with
I'm
you.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we can put Lord Gregory or a feet snob wizard guy, or we could throw Harmon, walking tower of death.
But I want to be with the big boys. I want to participate in the big fight.
You did
And the
not
best
read-
part is, if Harmon's expendable, you're not. Right, Harmon? No offense.
I mean, it's my job. I literally have the talent to take hits for you.
You uncovered a new goal, but didn't finish it. So you're in the process of that. And
Yeah,
of
I
course,
mean that's why I mentioned, like, that's one of the reasons why goals you can give people stuff, because like you play these games like or whatever, and there'd be like reputation with the locals or learning knowledge or sailing or something like that. That would be something that you should have after you went on an adventure. But if you're playing a point-based adventure game, like, no one actually buys that. But like, if you just give the players like 10 experience points, they're not going to buy sailing. So that's why you can make these goals in the game that are, if you accomplish it, it gives you the gift that you should get for doing this. So that's why I recommend that.
And experience for the debriefing. So let us debrief.
Yeah. I'm having fun. I like politics, and I like irony, both verbal irony and dramatic irony. So I'm enjoying this.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm definitely enjoying my little political section of the game too. Just, slowly interacting with people, figuring out where this character is going to fit in, and so far looks like I'm dragging you all into the nativist faction.
But we work for you.
Exactly. So, congratulations, you don't get a choice of action.
Not until I land a cushy church job.
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll see. Gregory's always open for talking. The mystery is mysterious. The strange death of the Admiral's former captain. Really suspicious, but we're a decade too late to investigate that directly, so we gotta go and do everything else. We gotta go find hearsay.
Somebody else who was on that ship and have Spencer mind read him and try to see if he can look at the captain during the memory to see if he did that on purpose or not, at least, or if it looks like it. But
It
that's
hasn't evaded my thoughts that I could have Spencer maybe mind read the captain as we just talk to him about that fateful day. But
Yep.
I don't think Spencer's powerful enough, and if there happens to be any other person who happens to know anything about the supernatural around when you do it, suddenly we're the ones who are seditious.
Well,
Everything is starting to uncover that there's a pagan conspiracy going on. I mean, the fact that the bishop flaunts it just kind of makes it a little weird.
I'm also 100% certain at this point that the druids are actually the ones who are controlling the weather the whole time, and they're just finally happy they have someone on their side. It's all their fault.
At this point, Vesper might be towing party doctrine, but Vesper would also, as a character, would be open to syncresis, and to he would be open to pagan thoughts, but right now his stage and his character is he's not. So.
Yeah. I'm not sure where, like, the rest of everything else is going to conflict between, like, this church and that faction, or even, the university and that faction. It's like, oh, I like having magic. Why you gotta make it illegal? Well, I'm a noble, so I'm gonna be immune anyway, but whatever. And then, of course, there's the fact that maybe Gregory's just hanging out with the biggest, most politically important place to increase his own power. Maybe he's actually fair weather. I don't know yet. We'll find out.
Mhm.
But it is fun trying to go in and do stuff. I definitely did like Spencer's part of things with the whole book investigation, the slightly mystical journey.
I'm looking forward to where that goes.
Anything else?
Well, that pretty much sums up my debrief. I had a good time today. I'm sorry I was gone for part of it. Really
Yeah, but-
sorry about that, but the parts of the game that I was here for, and I actually followed them pretty well. I've made some notes for everybody, and
Thank you.
had a good
Need
time all
those.
around. Although, let's not make me be the only one keeping notes, because I'm bad at it. I have a bad memory to begin with.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not doing it right now is because I'm doing the streaming, and when I pull up the notes and edit it, the whole stream has to just watch me edit the notes for 12 hours.
Yeah, and that's no fun.
You can't have I have the notes open in a separate window.
Well, when you end up with editing it, it seems to put it back into the frame of
Yes.
the browser.
Oh, you're keeping your notes in the Roll20. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah, the public Roll20 notes.
You can
on my
pop
own notes,
out,
I can probably edit, but I'm also
You can
lazy.
pop out the notes though from Roll20, and that doesn't put it
Well,
into
but
the.
when
When you
gonna
edit
go
it, it
back to
unpops
focus
it.
for the window.
It's hateful
Oh,
and
okay.
mean.
I've never done that. I don't take notes though. So. But to be fair, my character knows what my character knows. My character can't read, so he's not taking notes. So I only have what's up here.
All right, Harvin, take this dossier and look it over. We'll come back to
I'll
it
be
in an
honest
hour.
with you though. I have the thinnest margin of knowing what's going on right now. I'm just waiting for you to tell me what to do, and then I'll do it.
You and the rest of us.
Kill.
It is difficult. Well, but when we find someone to beat up, we'll tell you.
So I'm here for.
Okay then. Well, I think that's about it. Unless I forgot anything. We'll start with the shoutouts. Let's start with Rafferty.
Started on Kickstarter is the Usagi Yojimbo translation project. Thanks to everybody who backed our Usagi Yojimbo Kickstarter. It was our most successful role-playing game. So we started another one to have it translated into Spanish. I'm lucky to have Taxaber. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name, but it starts with a TX, so I'm not sure how that's pronounced. But they've done a lot of they've done fiction and RPGs before, and so they're our translation liaison, and so I'm pretty excited about it. We did a Spanish version of Usagi way back in 2005, so I'd love to do another one. So that's going on right now until July 31st.
Some of the best comics I've ever read. Okay.
Oh, sorry, till July 15th. My bad. July 15th.
Some of the best comics out there. You should, if you haven't checked out the Usagi Yojimbo tabletop RPG, you should check it out. And also
So
check
to
out
clarify,
Play
this
the
is
RPG.
Yep,
Exactly.
this is
Read
the
the
role-playing
comic.
game, not the comics. Someone else translates the comics. We only do the RPG.
Yeah, but please check out the comic, and then you should play the RPG. Do both. Especially the rare Space Usagi, Space Yojimbo series, which is also pretty cool. Star Wars based. Griffin.
Hey, I'm Griffin. I run Urban Jungle. Coming up next, we have cults, we have excitement, we have people recovering from grievous injuries fighting cults. It's gonna be great.
Arclay?
So, come on down.
It's Mark Lloyd. I run a game on Roleplay Online that should be going through the Ironclaw Book of Adventures.
Theta?
Theta, I run the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you're probably getting this message a month, 2 months after it's been played. I'm sorry, Raph. A lot of your messages are getting sold after the fact. I'll advertise it some other way to make other people know. But if you're watching this on YouTube, Saturdays, check out uploads of Mutants and Masterminds. Nope, that's not true anymore. Lancer. Check out the broadcasts of Lancer on Saturday. Sundays, Urban Jungle goes live. Mondays is Yhander. Tuesdays is Alien. Wednesdays is Hackmaster. And Thursdays and Fridays are filler for whatever's left.
And don't
And of
forget to
course-
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Of course, I have several messages, including the fact that I'm a variety streamer. Right now, I'm streaming in the evenings. Dragon Age Snarquisition, which I just make fun of everything, all things Inquisition. And that's in the channel Lessons Learned 1. The number 1 is important. It's just all one word. And I'm also a published author. You can check me out my first speculative fiction anthology over at Kindle, Amazon Kindle, for 99 cents, called Night and Stars, as in, jousting and space. So you like to get some very fun short fiction. I'm also working some other stuff as well, which I'll announce as soon as possible later. So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for the wonderful BF Wonderful cast and the audience. And we'll see you next Sunday.
See you
Bye-bye,
next
everybody.
time, everybody.
Good night.